Hello, everyone. We're joined by Gada Bryant from Eureka College. How are you doing today, Jada?
I'm good. How are you, Brian?
I'm doing well. Well, this is kind of an exciting time, not just for you, but for SLIAC fans as well. This is the first year for wrestling, men's and women's, in the conference. We're sporting
Yes.
putting on a championship later this year in February. You, however, this is your second year as a wrestler at Eureka College. Can you first of all give a little bit of a rundown for fans, what to expect from men's and women's wrestling?
I feel like we have a big year. Our women's team, we've doubled in numbers. So from the outcome we had last year, I feel like we're gonna have a lot difference. It's gonna be crazy. Our men's team, I mean, they've doubled the numbers as well. They also look really good. We've all been putting in hard work. A lot of us are from the Lincoln College transfer. So it's been nice beating that adversity and stepping in here, and we're ready to prove something.
Sure. And yeah, that's great to hear, doubling the size there. Wrestling is really a growing sport across the country, especially in Division III. So that's really good to see and give the student athletes more opportunities to compete at the collegiate
Right.
level. Last year you mentioned there, you guys competed at regionals. You yourself, a sixth place finish. You got a pin in 29 seconds. That's pretty
Yeah.
impressive, right? Can you give fans a little bit that might be new to the sport? I know there's several different ways of winning in wrestling. I believe there's three different styles of wins. Can you kind of give a little rundown on what different types of wins there are?
So first off, women's in college, we wrestle freestyle, not folk style like the
Okay,
boys do. So there's a lot of differences there. Um, in freestyle, we go for a tech fall most of the time, just because it's easier to score 10 points than it is to pin somebody usually.
sure.
Um, the boys, on the other hand, they're usually going for a pin. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah. So back to that regional performance last year, penning in 29 seconds, as we've established, it's kind of hard to do, especially on the women's with the freestyle. Um, you also are a softball player at the Red Devils.
I am.
Um, Hitting a home run or a pin in under 30 seconds, what's a bigger rush?
Um, I gotta say pin in 30 seconds. I'm not a big power hitter myself, so I don't really look for a home run, but I want to get that pin in 30 seconds.
Yeah. You compete at the 109 weight class. How many different classes, weight levels are there for you?
Uh, for women's, I couldn't give you a number off the
Okay.
top of my head. I know I bounce back between 101 and 109. Um, I think our highest weight that we have this year, I think we have a 170 pounder, I want to
Okay.
say.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
So with the growth of the roster there, I'm sure you guys are able to fill up those weight classes.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
great for the program. So, as we mentioned, you're also a softball player. Hit 297 last year. Um, what is it? Why? Like, how do you balance your time? Wrestling in the fall goes through winter season, then springtime, you're right into softball. How do you balance your schedule in addition to those two sports? And then, of course, being a student.
Very busy. Yeah, I'm constantly going back and forth. My coaches are very understanding with where I want to be and what sport deserves that dedication at that time. Like, for example, right now it's wrestling season, so I'm there a lot more than I am at softball. But when I can be, I'm on the field.
Yeah.
So,
Um, what is your major at Eureka College?
my major is sports management, but I also have a minor in art.
Okay, very neat. Any plans or what you would like to do next or after graduation?
I think I want to look into tattooing.
Oh, very cool.
I plan on coaching somewhere down the line,
Mhm.
but I don't know how that's gonna look right out of college.
Sure, sure, yeah. So you mentioned earlier, transferring in from Eureka after your previous school closed down. What was that whole transition and that process like? What led you to Eureka?
Crazy. We like I said, a lot of us are Lincoln College transfers. My coach, Eric Beal, he made the transfer to Eureka, and we all decided to follow him just because I don't know, we have so much faith in him and how hard he pushes us as wrestlers.
And so when is your first match? I believe it's this Sunday, is that correct?
Yeah, we wrestle Saturday, I think it is, in Dubuque, Iowa.
Okay, very cool. And
Yep.
so a lot of times, can you explain how many teams are at a meet? I know you have duels, but then you also have opens.
Yeah.
Just for fans that they're looking to follow you all, what to expect on an actual game day.
So the debut tournament, it's actually a first time, so it's not projected to be very big yet. I think Coach Beal said there was looking to be 10 or so teams there, which I mean, for us being a second year program,
Mhm.
sounds like we can get a decent finish.
Right.
So looking forward to it.
Yeah, and each game day, on those opens, those tournaments, you'll wrestle multiple times, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you'll have a couple matches. So fans and friends and family that want to go see Jada, make sure you get out there. She'll be uh, putting on the mat quite a few times. So,
Yep.
well, Jada, I want to thank you again for talking to us today. Wish you the
Hey,
best of
Brian.
luck, not just in the wrestling season, but also in spring during softball. And we look forward to watching you compete this year.
Thanks.